You are listening to the Decision Reels special episode of
How have you not seen this?
Welcome to How Have You Not Seen This, a special bonus episode from us at the Decision Reel. Here we dive into popular movies that you have somehow missed. This week, Randy's back.
Hello.
He's been on a hiatus.
Yeah.
He decided, you know what, we need to do some extra episodes.
And this is a good one because it's even better that you haven't seen this,
Right. This is weird. I have not seen this movie.
which doesn't make any sense.
Well, there's certain movies that I have missed, or they came out and I was at a point where I was like, man, I can't go to the theater to see it, and then it comes
Yeah.
out, and like specifically this movie, it's so long that it was always like, I'll get to it, I
Yeah.
get to it.
It's like a chore.
Right. Many years later, I got to it. I'm a little mad at myself for not watching it sooner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The movie we are talking about, if you can see on screen, if you're watching on the YouTubes, The Wolf of Wall Street. I still don't understand what took me so long to watch it. I'm glad I did watch it. Now, I will say this. I watched it over a period of 4 days. Look, we're busy. Life is busy.
Yeah.
I
It's a struggle
decided,
sometimes.
I decided to watch it during my lunch breaks at work. I do work from home, so I have the ability to just, turn it on and watch it and be
Can
in
you
it.
just do it while you were working as well?
Technically, yes.
Yeah.
If my bosses and stuff ever listen to this, no, I wouldn't do that.
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. But could I? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Could.
We could leave the mouse moving a little bit so team stays green, like I'm fucking watching it.
Fuck it.
I
I watched this an entire night.
Oof.
I just sat down
So were
3 fucking
you
hours staring at the TV.
were you in it the entire time?
Yeah.
Like there was no
Surprisingly.
point, where you were just like, let me look on the
besides,
internet.
Like I had text messages that I checked.
Sure.
other
But
than
you
that,
weren't
yeah, I
like, all
was in
right,
it.
let me just scroll to Facebook.
No.
Nice.
It kept me the entire time.
I will say this movie's brisk pace, even though it's so long, does keep you on your toes.
Mhm.
It keeps everything kind of rocking and rolling. It keeps it, the energy's up. I mean,
Yeah.
it should be with all the cocaine they're doing,
Yeah. A lot of cocaine.
right? I texted you when I was just like, or you're like, I'm in it. And I was like, well, I was in it from the first fucking beat of the movie
Yeah.
where he's, blowing, I don't know, a straw of cocaine up a hooker's ass.
That was something.
That was something.
Is that kind of like butt chugging, but with cocaine?
See, I don't know.
Because I don't understand how
And
that
also-
would affect you.
Why? Oh, wait.
What?
Cocaine numbs you.
Oh, Oh,
Okay,
good
I
for
get
him.
it. I get it. Yeah.
Good for him.
Look at that. Look at that.
does it numb parts of you?
Yeah, I'm assuming that's what he's trying to do is numb a part to,
If
Anyways, Randy, sell me this pen.
can you write down your name for me?
Well, I can't. I don't have a pen.
There you go.
That's fucking genius.
I know.
And then at the end,
And
when it comes
goes to
back,
everybody.
yeah, sell me this pen. Well, it's a nice pen. Next.
Next,
I mean,
I love how they put him actually in the movie too.
yes, he's the guy
Yeah.
introducing him at the end,
Yeah.
Jordan Belfort or whatever. Cool little thing. Cool that this is a real story. I like that it doesn't seem like he glorified himself at all.
Mm-mm.
I mean, let's be real.
He made
Everybody
himself look like a piece of shit. Really.
true, very true. But also like he could have said, yeah, we did this or we did that, and he's still on record saying that 95% of the stuff they did was illegal. But that only that 5% what they got caught for was the illegal stuff.
I still
He's like,
don't know what they did wrong.
so okay, the penny stocks, right?
Uh-huh.
Where you're buying these stocks for very cheap.
Mm-hmm.
They were selling them to people by saying that this is going to blow up. You want to get in on the ground floor of this stock, right? So what they would do is they would buy as themselves all of that stock or most of it. So when that person bought it, they were getting it.
Oh.
Then they were upselling that stock to Wall Street for a profit. And since they owned most of it, because again, 50% commission, and if you're already owning the stock, you're making all that money.
Mm-hmm.
That is not legal.
Why?
Because
Seems fine.
well, no, because you're telling someone and basically taking their money by saying and lying to them that this stock will be huge while making a profit off of them, and they don't even really see it.
Fuck them. They got money.
I mean, is it morally wrong? Yeah, for sure. I'm sure there was other stuff they were doing, like, the hooker, the cocaine, the lewds,
so many lewds.
everything. It's funny. I remember like hearing stories of Hugh Hefner back in the 70s and 80s about giving women lewds because they were called thigh openers, right?
What a creepy old man.
Oh, big time. Big
God.
time. And the fact that there was a whole, 30 years where people just idolized the fuck out of this guy. I mean, I get it. You're a self-made millionaire dude who's on top of the world. Any woman you want, fucking 8 girlfriends at a time,
Yeah.
But that life is fucked up.
Does he do anything with them? Or is it just company? Like a sugar daddy?
Okay, so you
Without
might
the
be a little too young to remember, but there was a show called The Girls Next Door
Uh-huh.
where it was literally him and his girlfriends, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's all real. He's fucking all of them.
I don't think they're getting laid.
They might not be. He is. You want to hear some stories? They have a podcast. Shout
Do
out.
they?
Yeah. Holly and not Kendra.
God, Holly's so...
Holly and the other one,
All I know is
Holly,
Holly.
Kendra.
That's the only reason I know Holly is because we just watched Viva La Bam.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
been
Why,
watching
why,
every
why
night.
am I blanking on this?
Mm-hmm.
I could see her in my head. Doesn't matter. Anyways, they have their own podcast and they go over some stuff and they talk about the episodes and
Do you know what the podcast is called?
probably something with bunny rabbits or something like that. Now, there's also a tell-all book that Holly Madison came out with called Down the Rabbit Hole, where she goes in and talks about all this stuff and how basically she was drunk 24/7. That's the only way you could
Bridget.
live there. Bridget, thank you. I don't know why that was right over my head. And shit like that. So, like, that life is fucked up. Also, there's 2 shows. One I haven't watched yet. It's called The Playboy Murders. And yeah, there's murders that happened. And then there's one show that I did watch, True Stories or something, but the Playboy Mansion. That's on my Plex if you want to watch it. It goes into real deep detail about how fucked up everything was there. Like, they were pimping girls out. They were,
Sure.
I mean, it's the times, but still, it's fucked up. So definitely watch that. You would get a kick out of that.
That sounds great.
It's pretty.
I'm kind of still curious about the murder thing.
So it goes into that too in that show. It doesn't.
Okay, cool.
It doesn't do
Doesn't go
what
as
the
far.
second.
Yeah.
The second show does. But there's each episode is like built off of different things through the years, and there's a whole episode about the girls next door too, which is kind of
It's fucking
Kinda
rich
cool.
people, man.
yeah. Getting back to rich people, fucking The Wolf of Wall Street. What it's about, based on the true story of Jordan Belfort, from his rise to wealthy stockbroker living the high life to his fall involving crime, corruption, and the federal government.
I want that entire trash can. Just give me the trash can. I don't give a fuck if it had cocaine on it or not. Gimme.
Right. There's a lot of good scenes in this movie, and there's a lot of, like, I don't know. The way the story's told, it's blissfully, like, just burning through it. You know what I mean? You got to start with
Fucking Matthew McConaughey. I wish he was in it more.
I mean, that whole scene in the beginning is fucking gold. And I remember always seeing the gif of those are rookie numbers. You got to pop those numbers up, bro.
Mhm.
I thought he was talking about money.
I did too.
No, he's talking about jerking off. And how, like, how much you jerk off a week? And he's like, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, you gotta be, you gotta be clear minded. You gotta be ready to go. And he's like, 2-3 times before lunch. Like, he's just looking at him like, what the fuck?
He said 2 times a day. 1 in the morning and
that's
1
what he
after
said.
lunch.
Right. And they're at lunch. So,
Yeah, gross. What is he even humming?
I don't fucking know. It's actually, I think I wrote it down in the fun facts
Okay,
later,
cool.
so we'll get to what that actually is. But genius scene, Matthew McConaughey, again, yeah, I wish he was in this a little more too.
Mhm.
But his character doesn't need to be
No.
in the movie anymore after, because, I mean, he's the guy who gets him in and sets up. I will say, it seems like he got hired a little too easy.
Oh,
But-
yeah.
But again, does it really matter? He could have been working something else. Like, I read that he was like a guy selling meat door to door for a bit and all this. You don't need to show that.
No.
Especially with the runtime being as long as it is already.
Imagine if they added more.
That's what I'm saying. We don't need them
No.
to show this guy's entire backstory. I want to see him, blowing the cocaine and hooking
Strip his
asses,
asshole, yeah,
right?
fuck.
I mean, it's where it is. Where to watch this guy with a subscription? Here's a new one for us: MGM Plus.
The fuck is that?
Metro Golden Mayer. It's a studio.
MGM?
Yeah, so like the thing with the lion that roars?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
MGM, right? I didn't know they had their own fucking thing.
Obviously, there's not much on it. If this is the first
Yeah,
fucking thing.
probably. But it's also on Amazon and Paramount Plus if you want to watch with a subscription. If you want to rent it, YouTube, Vudu, Google Play, Amazon as well, Apple TV, and Redbox.
In Steve's Plex.
In my Plex. Did you watch it on my Plex?
I did.
Oh,
Yeah.
and it worked fine.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Like, amazing.
No. And that's in like 4K and whatever. This is written by Terrence Winter. It's based off the actual book by Jordan Belfort called The Wolf of Wall Street.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a second book that he wrote after that, which was something about like Wolf of Wall Street gets caught or something like that. Like Catching the Wolf of Wall Street, I think it might have been. Yeah. Basically,
he's
they
not
took.
very clever with names.
I mean, yeah. I do think it's weird, and I get it, that they kept his name and most of everybody's names. The only name that they changed was his wife's, the second wife.
Oh, my fucking Margot Robbie.
So
Jesus.
There's a fun fact that I put in here. So the scene in which she enters the room sans clothes,
Uh-huh.
Martin Scorsese, who is the director, wanted her to just have a robe on. And she was like, no, because this character's only thing that she can offer him is her body.
Mm-hmm.
So she has to be, yo, come get it.
So she wanted...
Yeah. Now, she told her family that was CGI. They put her head on somebody else's body. And she kept that lie up for a while and finally came out and said it to him. I think she said it on like Jimmy Kimmel or something. She was talking about it and she's like, yeah, so I gotta, that was me.
Ugh.
I mean, good
That
for her.
has to be weird. Like, if your parents are watching that...
Yeah, I've always kind of thought about that. Like, if you're an actress and you got a sex scene and you're like, hey, Dad, come see my new movie that's like out and here's 2 tickets to the premiere.
That's...
And you're getting railed on screen.
Like that movie, what, X? Whatever, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
And fucking Brittany Snow.
Yeah.
Come on, Brittany.
I mean, good for her. I mean, at this point,
Yeah.
she's been in the business for a while. Maybe her parents are dead. And she went, you know what? They're dead. Now I can fucking just do it. I don't need to worry about nothing.
Oof, rest in peace.
Yeah.
If,
R.I.P.
yeah, whatever.
What we said, directed by Martin Scorsese. Obviously, you should know this man. He's directed a lot.
Martin?
Martin Scorsese, Goodfellas, fucking Godfather. Well, not Godfather, sorry, Goodfellas.
I still haven't seen it.
Okay, so there you go. That's another one for this. It's funny, on the main show, we just did an episode of The Departed. He directed that. Also, Leo's in that as well. The Departed. Are you a co-op?
I like that movie.
It's a good movie. We, if you want to watch and listen back to the previous episode, that's we covered that, and it was a good watch for us. It was a good discussion. We talked about co-ops and coffee, and
Yeah, you can find it on
Boston.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube.
you can find our posts on there. Yes, but
Yeah.
you can find the episode on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. You can find this there too. If you like what you're hearing, then give us a like on the old Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We are on a TikTok. I got to start making those videos
TikTok.
again. TikTok. And going from there at The Decision Reel. Yeah. Look at us.
Yep.
Look at us. This is starring Leonardo DiCaprio as Jordan Belfort, Jonah Hill as Donnie Azoff, Margot Robbie as Naomi, Matthew McConaughey as Mark Hanna, Kyle Chandler as Agent Patrick Denham, Rob Reiner as Max Belfort, and John Berthnall as Brad.
Jonah Hill was kind of weird in this.
What was the teeth?
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Freaked me out.
I get it. I want to see a picture of that guy. I didn't look it up. That's the thing I forgot. I want to be like, what
To
does-
see what they look
yeah,
like.
does he look like him? Jonah Hill's done this weird thing where he goes from being a fat dude to a skinny dude back to a fat dude, but each of them look completely different.
He looks anorexic now.
I mean, look, do what you got to do, guy, but stop changing.
I don't.
I need to know who
pick
you
one.
are. Right, exactly. Like, you watch Accepted, and he's holier than fat in that
Yeah.
movie, and he's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
And then you watch, what was that one show that was on Netflix? It was like Maniac or something like that, with Emma Stone,
I have no idea.
and he was like super skinny, and I'm like, is this the same guy? Like,
There was a new movie that just came out with him too, and he's
super skinny.
Yeah.
Something.
well,
yeah.
he's like he's average now.
Okay, yeah.
I think he's going back.
He's
up
in
to the-
between.
yeah,
He's in
he's going
between.
back up to the fat part.
Right. I will say what's cool is I've seen Leo and him hang out in the public eye, so it seems like they're cool friends, and I wonder if this is probably where the friendship started
How long did this movie take
to film.
to film?
I'm assuming longer than you think. I mean, there's a lot here. They're probably cutting a lot too, right? I
Yeah.
mean, the books are long books. There's a lot to go through. There's a lot of things that happen. You got to streamline it. You got to make it entertaining. You got to do what you need to do. There's a lot of set pieces too. I mean, think about it.
Mhm.
They're in a couple different, houses. There's mansions. There's fucking boats. There's the offices, different offices. I mean,
There's a lot going on.
there is a lot going on.
This budget. Oof.
We're going to get to that. in a
Oh, I
second.
know.
The rating on this guy, rated R, for sequences of strong sexual content, graphic nudity, drug use, and language throughout, and some violence.
You don't say.
I like how it says all that throughout and then some violence.
Some violence. Was there?
Yeah, he was beating her up at the end,
Oh yeah.
right? Smacking her around a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, but
Don't
he was
do that.
he was on the cocaine.
It was on the cocaine.
I love how he had that. I'm ready to go with the emergency cocaine in the couch.
Do couches still have feathers? Me and my roommate were talking about this. Do you really think there's any couches out there that still have feathers?
So he's rich as fuck, right?
Yeah, but is that a rich thing or is that like
That's a rich thing because you want like a down comforter where it has like duck feathers in it. Probably the same thing,
that shit makes me itchy.
but you're not
I
going
don't
to
like
know
that.
because it's encased in.
It's in a blanket.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Well,
Yeah.
I'm talking about in the couch though. I'm assuming you
feel like
wouldn't
that
feel
would-
that.
That's a lot. That'd be a lot of feathers to
Yeah.
like be able to sit on it and it not.
So I'm here 50-50, right? If you do that scene without that, it's not going to look as cool.
That's true. If it was like foam,
Right.
like oh cool, good,
Mm,
good for you, guy.
Whatever. But him ripping it apart and the feathers going
Feathers
everywhere, you're
everywhere.
just
I
like,
know, yeah.
"Ah,
That's
ah."
why I thought maybe they just did it for the movie.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know that because I don't have money like that. Apparently.
No, I mean, maybe we're missing out because we don't know.
Yeah.
We need to get rich and then be like, all right, I need a couch. Like, all right, what kind of feathers you want, huh?
We can just get a bunch of feathers and put it in the couch out there.
We could, but we're not going to do that. Those couches remain timeless. Speaking of those couches, I have some couches in my basement that are, I calculated it based off of some old VHS tapes of my family.
Mm-hmm.
1993.
30 years?
Woo!
Jesus.
Those are 30-year-old couches.
And they're
you know
still
what?
kicking.
And they don't even look that used.
No, but they look like the time period.
Oh, yeah, for sure. They got like the
If
Western
you go back to
theme.
like later episodes, you can see them.
Early episodes.
Late.
Later.
Late.
Late
Yeah.
late episodes.
Earlier?
The early episodes of the Decision Reel show. Yeah, 50 and on through, I think, 100 when we come in here, something like that.
It was.
Yeah, something. But yeah, we're on those couches.
Yeah.
The Western themed couches.
Mhm.
They look great. They're super comfortable. I recommend finding some 30-year-old couches because they're not going to go anywhere.
Be careful.
There might be drugs in them,
They got the AIDS.
and they might have the
They
AIDS.
have the AIDS.
They might have the HIV. Who knows?
There's no way nobody in this like life didn't get AIDS.
Well, I mean, they talk about penicillin a lot in this.
Yeah,
Like,
they do.
we all fucked this one chick, and we had to get shots of penicillin on our dick. Like, that's a thing back then. And yeah, you're right. I mean, assuming. Well, so Brad, that guy, they said he died 2 years later of a heart attack. I mean, that could have been AIDS related or anything else.
It was cocaine.
Probably cocaine. His heart blew up.
Yeah.
I mean, you're living that life, man. Like, who knows?
Which one was Brad?
The guy that gets arrested for meeting Donnie in the parking lot.
Oh yeah,
John
yeah.
Bernthal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The Punisher.
Yep.
Have you seen The Punisher?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's great.
Mm-hmm.
They're remaking, or not remaking it, but
They're-
they're doing new episodes for Disney Plus and putting them all in Marvel now because they bought the rights.
It's not gonna be the same.
Mm,
It's not gonna be as violent.
I don't know, man. Deadpool's on fucking Disney Plus.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
All
Maybe,
right, cool.
Maybe we'll keep it up then.
Runtime, like we said on this, a little long, 180 minutes. Again, I feel like though you need all this. This is a giant story with a huge revolving cast of characters and a huge plot that
Mhm.
runs years. So you can't just run through it in 90 minutes.
No.
Was it still a little too long? I mean, 3 hours is,
Fucking-
Return of the King fucking length. I was in it though.
I'm gonna be honest. When it ended, I wanted more.
Okay. So yeah, the way the movie ends too is it definitely winds down to a grinding halt, but it has to because you're grinding down with him from the life, right?
Mm-hmm.
I did want a little more. I did want a little like what everybody else went through, especially Donnie, the guy with the teeth. I wanted to see because obviously he's saying at the end, like, I've incriminated everybody, or I've talked about everybody, or I want to see what they're all doing. Like, it'd have been cool to show like screenshots of them, and like Johnny Abrams fucking served this much or whatever,
like during the credits.
yeah, or something like that. But for the most part, you're right. It was over. I was like, oh.
I feel like this isn't a movie you could do at the end though.
No, you're right, because it's so fast paced.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like this could be like a Netflix show too.
That
Instead
would
of
be
doing
cool.
instead of doing 3 hours of just a movie, make a fucking series out of it.
Yeah.
8-10 episodes, hour each. Like, I mean,
And then you can like focus on some of the other people,
Right.
Besides just what's his name?
the main character, Jordan Belfort.
Jordan.
Yeah,
Yeah. Instead of just focusing on him, you can focus on other people in different episodes.
right. Like Margot Robbie's character, I thought was bigger in this, and then I watched it. I went, oh, she's barely in this.
Just barely.
I mean, she's in some good parts, but
Mhm.
she's barely in it, just like she's barely in clothes. I mean, that's her role, obviously.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean,
Not mad about it.
I'm not mad about it.
You know.
But again, like going through everything and seeing all the, promotional material or things through the years, I was like, I thought she was just like a big part of this movie.
Mhm.
She is, but she's just barely there. And then obviously at the end,
Right.
this last time, I kind of like that because she like manipulated him into it, and then
It made me very uncomfortable.
I mean, certain, yeah, I
I'm
think
not
that's
gonna
the
lie, I was-
point.
yeah.
And
It
you're-
worked.
You're watching it with your roommate,
Yeah.
yeah. So you're probably like,
It was just
this weird guy. This
it
fucking
freaked
weird.
me out.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, but I mean, it's supposed to do that, right?
Yeah.
Like you're supposed to feel a little
And
uneasy.
it worked, so.
Yeah, so that, and then the whole scene where, well, we'll get to our favorite scenes later
Yeah.
because it's fucking good. Anyways, release date December 25th, 2013.
Merry fucking Christmas.
I have a theory. There's a lot of snow in this movie.
Yeah. It's a Christmas movie.
It's Christmas. God damn. No, I just always thought that was a weird time for this movie.
It is a very strange time.
But also, when else do you release it? Like, this isn't a summer movie. This isn't like an early year movie. But you can't do November because everybody's going to see Thanksgiving shit or everybody's busy. Fucking Christmas Day. Fuck them.
I feel like that's still Christmas is about family.
I mean, there's family in this.
There, yeah. There's also a lot of cocaine. A lot of boobs.
And what brings families together?
Cocaine.
Cocaine and boobs.
Cocaine.
Yep. For
The
sure.
cocaines.
I wonder if there's like a titty counter for this movie. And
There's
if you were to count, is it by sets or by...
Look, you don't have to twist my
titty.
arm. I'll go watch the movie again.
I'll come
count.
back. I'll give you the count. At least 50 sets.
At the very least.
At least. And not like every new set. Just Margot shows them once. That counts as one. Or Margot shows them throughout the movie. Whatever. That counts
One,
as one set.
yeah.
Right. At
One
least
person,
50.
one
Right.
One person to two titties.
Right. That makes
One
sense.
set.
At least 50.
Did I say what I meant?
I'm picking up what
Did I
you're
mean
putting
what
down.
I say?
I get it.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
Top 10 that week. Number 10. I'm gonna preface this.
Mm-hmm.
This is a big top 10.
Okay.
Number 10,
That week?
Walking with Dinosaurs.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
It was more of a like National Geographic style thing. I'm pretty sure we are walking with the dinosaurs.
Oh.
Yeah, whatever.
Stupid.
Number 9, 47 Ronin.
What was that?
Keanu Reeves,
Mm.
fucking samurai.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Number 8, The Hunger Games: Catching Fire.
I've seen that.
It's okay.
Yeah,
I wasn't
It's okay.
not a big Hunger Games guy. I volunteer as tribute. Yeah, sure.
Did you say Hungry Games?
What did I say?
You said Hungry Games.
I'm hungry.
That's a fucking Hunger Games.
My stomach's like, as we're doing this because I'm hungry. Number 7, The Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
Close.
Yep.
That was Ben Stiller, I believe. Secret Life of Walter Mitty. It was like a serious movie.
Ben Stiller in a serious movie?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Number 6, Saving Mr. Banks.
What are you said this was a big week?
Tom Hanks. That's a big movie. It's about,
I've never
it's
seen
about
any
him
of these,
being
but
Walt
that's also
Disney.
not surprising for me.
Sure. Here's one. Number 5, The Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, it didn't even make top 3?
Number 5.
Didn't this win a bunch of awards?
Number 5.
I feel like this won a bunch of things.
I think it did.
It had to have.
Probably. Number 4, American Hustle.
I think I saw that.
It's okay. There's a lot of people in it. It's okay. Christian Bale's in it. Amy Adams is in it.
I'm looking up when I see the picture of it.
What's his face is in it. Jeremy Renner's in it.
I like Jeremy Renner.
The main guy isn't Christian Bale though. Who the fuck is it?
I'll tell you right now.
There's another guy in
Bradley Cooper.
it. Bradley Cooper. That's it. Good old Brad Cooper.
Louis C.K. Robert De Niro.
Yep.
Ooh.
I told you it was a big movie. It wasn't good though.
You are hungry.
Yeah, dude.
Goddamn.
I was gonna eat.
Yeah, I've seen this.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
Top 3, and then you're gonna guess.
Yes.
Frozen,
Of course.
The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug, Anchorman 2.
Fuck.
Come on, that's a big top 3.
Fuck.
That's a big top 3. So you gotta guess the order.
Anchor. What was the other one?
So we have
Hobbit.
The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug, Frozen, Anchorman 2.
Anchor number 1.
Going Anchorman number 1,
2 Frozen.
Frozen 2,
3 Hobbit.
3 The Hobbit. It is number 1, The Hobbit.
Fuck.
Number 2, and it's 6th week, Frozen,
Oh, I got one.
and Anchorman 2.
I'll take 1 out of 3.
Whoa, that's still going.
That's failing, but it's okay.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
it's all good.
I've never been good at that.
It's all good. All right, we're getting to the budget time. I put down guesses for this after I sold myself this pen. Budget, what do we think it costs to make, Randy?
Oh my god.
It's a big movie. There's a lot of people in it. There's more special effects in this movie than you think there is. I remember watching like a sizzle reel about this is all they had to do with it. Like a lot of the shots of them on the boat or them like walking on these like, you know, the big mansions and stuff where like
Mhm.
those big shots, that's all CG.
Is it really?
Yeah. Because they had to make it look like the early 90s or 80s, right? So a lot of the
That looks
city
really good.
scenes. Oh yeah. There's a lot of shit where I was watching and I was like, no way. And it shows the breakdown of the scene. I'm like, holy shit. So there's actually one scene where they're walking on a not a pier, what the fuck would you call it, where the boats are parked.
A dock?
A dock. There's a scene where the guy's
What's a
walking on a
pier?
dock. Sure. That's all CG.
Is it really?
Everything around them. Obviously the guy on the dock is
Yeah,
real.
it's real.
Yeah, he's just on a green screen like
Damn, that
walking.
was good.
Yeah.
Can you go first? I don't remember where movies are supposed to be anymore. It's been too long.
It's been too long.
It's
I've
been
been
way
out
too
I'm
long.
out of practice.
It's been a
I
month.
guessed. Again, you got Leo.
Yeah.
You got
You're getting
fucking
money.
even Matthew just in it for a little bit.
Mhm.
There's a lot of actors in this movie. A
Mhm.
lot. There's a cocaine budget, obviously.
Cocaine.
I guessed 150 million.
Damn.
Martin Scorsese's a big name. You also have to pay for the rights for this story. You know what I mean? So,
I'm gonna go a little bit lower than that.
okay.
I'm gonna say 110.
110.
Yeah.
Actual retail budget, 100 million. Look at this guy coming back. Look, I
Coming
forget.
back.
I forget.
I was gonna say something in the thousands, and I knew that would have been wrong, so I needed you to go first.
Thousands. This movie cost $700,000.
Yep, that's it.
It's fine. It's fine. All right.
That's the cocaine budget.
Yeah. What do we think it made in theaters?
It made its money back. For show.
Oh, for show.
Even though it was number 5.
For show, though.
Didn't do that well. 120.
Okay. I guessed 285.
Okay.
I know this movie was a monster. It was everywhere.
Mhm.
I feel like it opened on Christmas Day and people didn't go see it, and then they went and saw it.
Mhm.
So I feel like that number 5 is a little misleading. Its opening weekend, 18.3 million
Oh.
at number 5.
Fuck.
Overall, 406.8 million.
Those are Shrek numbers.
Those are
Those are fucking Shrek numbers.
those are fucking Shrek numbers, boy. You got to pump those numbers
Goddamn.
up. Yeah, I mean, like I said, monster. This movie was everywhere. I remember everybody talking about it, everybody seeing it, except me and Randy.
Mm-hmm.
Probably still. Well, I know my wife hasn't seen it. She was watching. She wasn't watching stuff. She was doing something, and she walked by and she's like, "What the fuck is this?" I'm like, "You'll like it."
It's
She's
a
like,
really good
doesn't,
movie.
Doesn't look like I like it. It's like there's so much cocaine, you'd love it.
Yeah.
Not saying.
Doesn't do cocaine.
Right.
Put that out there.
Rotten Tomato score, the Roddy T's, the Tomatometer. What do we think the critics and audience gave it out of 100%? Randall.
85 critics, 90 audience. I think it's a high movie.
So I guess those exact numbers.
That's what's up.
85 and 90.
That's what's up. We're wrong, aren't we?
We are wrong.
Fuck.
Critics gave it an 80.
Not close.
Audience gave it an 83. Even though those are high numbers, I still feel like
You gotta bump those numbers up.
you gotta pump those numbers. Those are rugged numbers. I feel like that's a little low.
I think so too.
Like I felt like this movie's definitely good to the point where I'm not mad at any point other than it's 3 hours long.
Yeah. That's the biggest hurdle with
Yeah.
this movie. 3 fucking hours.
Mm-hmm. And we talked about on the last episode, another Martin Scorsese, The Departed. Even that's too long for me, and that's not
Isn't that
3
like
hours.
It's like 2 hours.
2:45,
Yeah.
maybe 2:50, which is close to 3 hours. I get it, but
He just likes fucking filming.
I mean, he's the old school type of guy where you're telling a long story that you need to let it breathe, I guess.
Apparently.
Yeah, and there's a lot in The Departed as well, just like
Mhm.
there's a lot in this movie, so I get it. But at the same time, come on, man, like wrap it up.
Yeah.
Wrap that shit up,
Jesus.
B. So, who was your favorite character in this movie, Randall?
God. Leo.
Was it?
he did good.
Oh yeah,
But I like Bynthal?
yeah, he was good.
Yeah, he was good too.
He was good.
I don't think there was anyone that actually. I like them all.
Yeah, there's no real bad character.
Yeah.
Even the FBI agent, you're kind of like,
it was like, all right, guy,
all right,
good for you.
right. And even they show him at the end in the subway after he's got him, looking around like, did I make the right decision?
Mm-hmm.
I could have had all this money.
Yeah.
And I like that, thought of how on the yacht he's trying to convince him while not, was that just a bribe? That wasn't a bribe. I didn't say bribe, I didn't say an exact dollar amount, right? And I just like that whole scene if we're going to get to it because fuck it. That whole scene is genius and gold and very well acted, very well done
Mhm.
because you think he's going along with it,
Yeah.
you
And then
know?
he's like, can you say that exactly the same way you just said it?
Yeah, yeah.
Say it again.
And then he's like, fuck. And I love how his lawyer's like, do not call this guy. Do not meet with him. And what does he do?
Yeah.
Fuck it. I'm Jordan
going.
Belfort. I'm going to
Do
meet.
whatever I
yeah,
want.
exactly. It's fucked up, stupid. But
Yeah.
you know what? When you're blazing cocaine and lewds and doing what you need to do, I mean, just like the airplane scene, like he thinks he's invincible.
Forgot about that.
Right.
Wakes up strapped to the fucking chair.
But you got to think these guys are getting everything they want, have all the money in the world to do whatever they want. Who's going to say no?
I mean, there's probably a lot of people that would say no. To what he was doing? Is that what you're asking?
No, I'm not saying like all the people that are around him are all enablers, right?
Yeah,
Everywhere he
yeah.
goes, he just throws
Yeah.
money at whatever because he has it all. So no one's going to go 50 grand for you to do whatever you want. Sure, whatever, guy.
Yeah,
That's
true. Give me the money.
Right. That's that's where the world is, but it's true and it happened.
Yeah.
I mean, you're living that life and just doing whatever the fuck you want.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's like, sure, whatever.
Fuck it.
Yeah. My favorite character, though, is his dad because I feel like for a little bit he grounds him in reality. The scene, too, where they're yelling at each other in the office about, like, the hookers that they
And
bought.
I love that they were all just laughing.
Yeah, but then they're not. But then they are.
Yeah.
Or it's great. His dad, again, like, the way they explain him before they show him where he's watching TV,
Mhm.
and they're just like, yeah, he'll get mad at the stupidest thing and start yelling, and then he picks up the phone, and he's like, but he'll talk in a British accent. And then it's great. Even they show his mom, which is I thought
Briefly.
very funny, is his mother plays the mother in Richie Rich.
Does she?
Yes. So I felt like that's either done on purpose or just a big coincidence.
She just likes money movies.
Well, that or they went, we're going to make the mom from Richie Rich your mom because
Yeah.
you're rich.
Because fuck it.
Because that's funny.
Fuck it.
Exactly. So I liked his dad a lot. I mean, there's a bunch of other good characters too, right? I mean, you said Brad or John Barenthal's character,
What's
just
his
a
last
man.
name? Barenthal?
Berthnall. Bernthal. So it's Bernthal.
Bernthal.
Bernthal. Thank you. Yeah. Look me. I don't know how to talk. Bernthal. Bernthal.
Bernthal. What's next?
Great
What are you
actor.
asking me?
Favorite part
What's
of
my
scene?
question? Him on the lemons coming back.
Mhm.
He was like, I made it back without a scratch on me. And then he gets arrested and his car's fucked.
Yeah.
That was
Also,
a pretty cool car, by the way.
you know what that is, right?
Is it Lambo?
Lamborghini Countach.
Yeah.
Yeah. The funny thing about that is those cars in my brain were always like a big car. They're small as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
The funny thing too about those cars is they have this thing. It's called the Lambo or the Countach reverse. You have to open the door and get out the side of it and look backwards because you can't see through the back window.
That's fucking annoying.
Yeah, well, if you want to be rich and have a cool car, those are the prices you pay.
You can't, I mean, you could use the mirror.
No,
Why?
because you can't see anything.
That's fucking stupid. I
So
mean,
you
that's
have
like a
to-
Camaro.
But you can see out the back. What I'm
Barely.
saying is you got to get out the fucking car with the door open, right, with a Lambo door, and look back out of it and fucking try. Yeah, it's hilarious. Look it up.
I would just never park anywhere.
I would
I
be
would just
so
make
rich
sure
if I
that
had.
there's enough to where I can just drive forward.
If I was as rich as that guy was, I would have a guy with me at all
Have a guy
times.
that has to die.
Park my car.
Yeah.
And go get my car.
Yeah.
Cool. You'll
Like
be
a
in the trunk when we're
Permanent
driving.
valet.
Yeah. Oh, how tight would that be?
That'd
But
be
he
kinda
drives
sick.
his own car around behind me, so he follows me wherever I go. And when I get there,
it is like, all right, dude,
Yeah.
you gotta back this bitch up.
yep, I get out and just throw him the keys.
Yeah,
I don't leave him in. I throw him the keys because that's cooler.
that'd be fun.
It would be. I would like to be that guy because he's
Yeah.
getting the perks.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah. Any moments for me besides that? I mean, that whole scene is great of him pulling himself around and trying to get to the car, and it
Mhm.
shows the steps, and there's 3 steps, but it shows to him like there's
18.
50. Yeah. And then as he's rolling down, it shows him rolling down the big
bunch of
steps.
them.
Yeah, and it was good. I do like how when he gets the cocaine, when he's on the ludes, it's like a fucking shot to the heart, and he's like back alive.
Oh yeah,
It's almost like that's his fucking life juice.
it is. It was.
Very true. Very
That's-
true.
But I think that's the only reason he was still alive.
Right.
'Cause he just did so much.
I mean, I guess everybody did in the 80s.
Yeah,
80s, early
I wouldn't
90s.
know.
I wouldn't either. I mean, I'm just. No,
I
I'm
mean,
not-
you were
I'm not-
there.
yeah. I was, but I didn't know what was going on.
Same.
Yeah. Any what the fuck moments for you?
I don't really think so. Not with this one.
There's no point where you went, what the fuck?
I mean, the entire movie is a what the fuck, because what the fuck is going on, but
Mhm.
that and then the midgets
Yeah, okay.
just picking them up, throwing them out a fucking dartboard.
But it's not a what the fuck. It's a, oh my God, this is hilarious.
But I like how they had like an official meeting about them.
okay, that was great.
They're just
You don't want to get
This
them
you kinda-
ornery. Like, they could be mad and, or, so what if we, like, drop him on his head, or we can't pull his dick out? Well, wait. He says he's good with it.
Good with dick. He's good with dick things.
That's hilarious. Like,
1, 2.
also, I feel like it would be kind of easy to get them on the bullseye on that. That was a pretty big target.
It was a big target. They need to stand further back.
I think we need to get a midget tossing
I
league
don't know if we can.
going.
There's midget wrestling soon.
Oh, yeah, I know. I'm going.
Yeah.
But midget tossing, there needs to be a league formed.
That's seems like something.
But if they
morally
sign
wrong.
up, for it and they're cool with it, oh, here's $150. We're gonna toss you for a day. All right, $200.
I would need more than that if I
250?
was a short person.
But what are you
I would need a
what are you
lot
doing
more.
for work?
They could still work.
They can. It seemed like in the movie as they were talking about him, like they thought
that
were.
was their work.
I guess yeah. But look, they probably got a good payday from that.
Oh fuck yeah!
Some cocaine,
Put me in a suit. Throw me. Pay me.
right?
Don't care.
I want the Velcro suit.
Mm-hmm.
Just chuck myself.
Isn't there
somewhere.
a thing you can do that?
Yeah. Well, remember in we did Blank Check, and he bought one of those.
Yeah.
Where he was just bouncing and
You bounce
jumping
off-
into it. Yeah.
That'd be fun.
That would be fun.
There's nowhere to do that around here.
I guess there's our new business. Velcro.
Just put it at the brew garden with everything else.
Yeah, everything's there. It's almost too much. Jesus.
Jesus.
My only what the fuck, we kind of talked about it, and it's the cold opening of him blowing fucking cocaine into a hooker's asshole. I was not ready for that. I was mid spoon of cereal. I was like, oh my God, what is happening? We're fucking 2 minutes into this. Where's it going?
Yeah, they're starting out strong.
Yeah. I mean, it started so high, though, that you couldn't come back from that.
Yeah.
Now, they kind of did, but there was a lot going on there. So,
Mm-hmm.
question.
Mm-hmm.
Why have you not seen this yet?
Because it was 3 fucking hours long. That's the only reason I'd never watched it. And it didn't seem like a movie I'd be into. I thought it was more serious than it was comedy. It was, I don't even know if it was comedy, but everything they were doing was just funny.
It's definitely not a comedy, but it is funny.
Yeah.
When we're talking about midget tossing, it's
Yeah.
funny. How would you describe this movie?
I had no idea.
A fucking... I don't even know. I'm drawing a blank. It's a...
They have it somewhere.
Yeah, obviously, it's a something.
It's a drama crime.
Crime drama. It's not a crime. Well,
There's a lot of crime going on apparently.
but it's not like the central focus of the story. I mean, the central focus of the story is it's an autobiographical telling of this guy's cocaine-fueled, lewd-fueled
Yeah.
craziness.
That's illegal. That's a crime.
I guess you're right.
And the penny stocks,
Yeah.
which ended up being like half the movie.
Yeah. Oh, the point I was trying to make earlier about Hugh Hefner and the lewds and stuff and how they talk about it here is there was only so many made and they don't make them anymore.
Yeah.
So each one you do, you're making the value of those go up.
Mm-hmm.
How much were there? And how much did they have if they're popping them like fucking Advil?
Well, he said they weren't made anymore after he was already doing them, like later on.
No, I thought it meant then.
No, it was after.
Because
They
it was all
stopped
made in the
making 'em.
70s and stuff. Because remember the
Is that what it was?
lemons, he was like, yo, these were like a special batch that if you can get your hands on, they're the best.
Oh, yeah.
And they've been sitting for so long that it had delayed fuse, and they're just like not feeling anything.
And then the cerebral palsy.
Take another one. Right.
kicked
Yeah. Hey, you got to give credit to Leo there.
He did good.
He fucking acted his.
Yeah.
Look, I have never seen a movie that Leo was in where he wasn't great.
And it took him so long to get what's it called?
An Oscar.
Yeah.
But every time he was up for an Oscar, there was a better movie with a better actor. Every time.
He got fucked.
And then when he's up for one that he doesn't really deserve it or isn't as good as an acting job that he's done before, he gets it because there's nothing else.
What did he get
in
it for?
The Revenant.
Oh.
Right, exactly. But
Isn't that's the one with like snow and shit?
in the bear attack,
Yeah.
good movie and great acting, but like not his best.
No.
So again, I get it. Like it was his time, and just fucking
Just give it.
get-
Just yeah.
get your Oscar, get out of here. You got it. So, but again, I mean, I've never seen a bad performance by him. I've seen very good performances where I'm like, yo, if you haven't seen this, watch this movie. Catch Me If You Can. You haven't seen it, watch it. So Tom Hanks, him, sort of the same thing where he's bucking the system, doing some illegal
Mhm.
stuff, pretending to be an airline pilot and like forging checks to get paid by like United Airlines, but the way they got paid was so weird that it could work. It's a great movie. Also long. Yeah, fucking tell me a movie that Leo's in that's not long. Titanic is on 2 VHS tapes.
Yeah.
Romeo and Juliet, that fucking movie's long too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
What was that other one, Romeo and Juliet? That was like fucking new school.
that one.
Was it that one?
Yeah.
Like the Miami
Yeah.
one?
Yeah.
That's so weird.
With John Leguizamo, fucking Jamie Kennedy's in it. Claire Danes is Juliet. He's Romeo. Who else? There was a whole lot of people in that movie. It was fucking weird
That was such a weird
because
movie.
they had instead of swords, they had sabers, and the sabers were guns,
Yeah.
and it said saber on it. Fucking stupid. But yeah, they're still talking
this
like
shit.
they were. Yeah, it's so dumb. So
God.
why I haven't seen it? We kind of broached on it earlier. Yeah, it's too fucking long, and I just went, maybe another day.
Yeah.
In a rainy day, and then new stuff kept coming out, and new stuff, and Marvel started being big, and it's like I'm fucking watch that.
Put it on the
instead.
back burner.
Exactly. So, but you know what? I'm glad I watched it. So, did it live up to the hype?
Yeah.
Just it lived up,
Like,
and then
no,
some.
a lot of the people that I work with
Mhm.
love this movie. Always quote it. It's like their favorite movie, and they always talk highly about the movie.
Interesting.
But it was 3 hours long. Well, I didn't watch it, but then I watched it. And I was like, I understand.
I get it. I get all these references.
Because like I said, at the very end, I wanted more. So it made sense. So yes, it did live up to the hype.
Yeah.
I can't fucking talk. What an idiot.
Bless you. What?
Thank you.
Me.
I can't talk.
I think it lived up to the hype for me too, because this was put on somewhat of a pedestal because Leo, Martin Scorsese, it obviously has to be good. Everybody's talking about it. Or sorry, when everybody talks about it, it's good. I've never really heard anybody be like, well, Wall Street, no, don't watch it.
Yeah.
They made a porn parody about this, I remember.
Did they? How did you find that?
I actually didn't watch it. I just remember seeing it and going, oh,
What was
okay.
it called? I know damn well you know.
It was probably like The Whore of Wall Street or something.
I gotta look it up.
There's no way it wasn't. But I remember like seeing something and be like, that makes sense. Why wouldn't they do that?
If they've done it for like everything, so that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, come on. There was a golden age in time where they just went, oh yeah, we're gonna make a porn parody about it. Because why not? There's a fucking Seinfeld one. It's probably terrible.
I'm gonna turn my volume down just in case.
Oof.
I gotta click it. I gotta find out what
Oof.
it's fucking called.
Something
Dear
like that.
user, excuse you.
Did you see in Virginia now you have to put in your ID?
That's what this just fucking came up with.
Yeah. Where
What
are
the
you?
fuck is that?
Wait, is it now Maryland too? There's no way.
No, it says Virginia.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, I'm in Maryland. Like my nuts.
Get my IP address in the right place.
Oh my god. I need a fucking name. The Wolf of Wall Street XXX parody. That's all it says.
Oh, that's all?
Okay, cool.
Oh. Well, that's not
Fucking
fun.
Anticlimactic that was.
But we learned something today.
It's called the same thing.
Yeah. But just parity.
Yeah.
With some X's.
XXX.
XX. XX. Guess what? The fun facts of the fucking week. I got facts, and they're fun. The
Spit.
actors snorted crushed B vitamins for scenes that involved cocaine. Jonah Hill claimed that he eventually became sick with bronchitis after so much inhaling and had to be hospitalized. Imagine. Also, is that like really good for you to be snorting just,
B vitamins?
yeah.
Isn't B vitamins like energy and shit?
That's what I'm saying. It's supposed to be good for you. So if
Because
you're
this is
doing-
vitamin B12 right here.
So should we not just be crushing up B vitamins and
I can't
snorting
snort
it like
anything.
cocaine?
Snorting something terrifies me.
We'll do the other thing like in the beginning of the movie.
You're gonna put it in my butt?
Maybe. Depending on what it does. What are the values of doing that? It's straight to the bloodstream, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is weird to me.
Butt chug.
Fucking. What flavor you want? Doesn't matter. It's for my ass. An IPA or no?
If
Wanting to work with Martin Scorsese, Jonah Hill took a pay cut by being paid the SAG minimum, which was $60,000.
oh no.
He only got paid $60,000.
Oh no.
What?
Fuck 60 grand?
Yeah.
Gimme.
I'll be in this movie
What
for
the
60 grand.
fuck?
I'll be hospitalized for vitamin B snorting for
He still
60
gets
grand.
royalties too, doesn't he?
I don't know, probably not. That's not
No?
how. It all depends on how your contract is set up. So like
yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. did the right thing where he was just like, I'm going to take a cut of the movie's profit, right when he became Iron Man. So you don't take a lump sum up front. You just get paid what it
Have you
makes.
seen him lately?
He looks a little frail. I mean, he's an old guy.
He's what, 55, 60?
Yeah, probably.
He's looking kind of rough.
He's an old fucking guy who's went through a lot of shit, man.
Yeah. A lot of cocaine.
A lot of cocaine. He should probably be in this movie.
Yeah.
God
That
damn.
would've
Martin.
been weird.
Yeah, well, that'd be funny if he just walks in the background like, what's up? Martin Scorsese claimed that the sequence of Jordan attempting to get in his car while extremely impaired on lemons was improvised on the day of filming, and that it was Leonardo DiCaprio's idea to open the car door with his foot. DiCaprio strained his back during the scene and was only able to perform the stunt once.
Makes sense.
I mean, yeah. Also, whoever's car that was, he was just fucking footing that shit. Like, I'd be like, oh, God damn it.
If he couldn't walk, how the fuck did he even like use his feet for the pedals? I didn't
I
understand
think
that part.
as it was happening, I was like, so he can barely, he's slugging his way to this car, right? As a slug.
Uh-huh.
And then he gets in. I'm like, how the fuck did he drive home? There's no way. And then we see that, yeah, he fucked up everything.
Yeah.
So He did. They didn't work.
I took the drive really slow, and I made it home without a scratch on me or the car.
That was wrong.
Okay.
That car was fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny too because I remember like the cops like wake him up, and I'm like, why? What did he do? Did he get caught? And then they show the car. I'm like, oh,
Makes sense.
you going
So
to
I
jail?
killed everything on the way home.
Right. Leonardo DiCaprio was paid $25 million for his role, a quarter of the film's budget, making him the highest paid star that year.
And Jonah Hill got 60.
Maybe that's why they're like friends, because Leo's like, hey, I got a coffee this time.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'll buy you that sandwich.
Shoo.
I think Jonah's
That's so
making
much
out
money.
a little better.
I
now.
think so too.
Yeah.
I think he's fine.
Well, also, you got to think he was at this time just a comedy actor in like dick and fart joke movies. So he was probably like, yeah, no, I'll fucking do it.
What's this his first like really big role?
Like serious role, yeah. So I think this put him on the map for that, and you got to give him credit for doing what he needed to do. I mean, because again, going back to Jonah Hill in 21 Jump Street, he is a different person to me
yeah.
than this movie or any other movie where he's fat Jonah. So they're two different actors to me.
It's different
Maybe
for sure.
He's doing that.
Is he Big Jonah in this one? Is he like
he fat.
in the middle?
He fat.
Think so?
Oh, he fat.
Keep it going. Keep going.
Pump up those numbers.
Uh,
Great fucking shit. The word fuck and its numerous conjugations, that's a word, are said 569 times, making this the film with the most uses of the word in a mainstream R-rated non-documentary film until SwearNet the movie came out in 2014, taking the record with 935 recorded uses of the word fuck.
SwearNet?
So Trailer Park Boys.
Oh.
It'd be hard to explain, but they got taken over by. So the way the Trailer Park Boys is filmed is like a documentary.
Uh-huh.
They have the people who were doing the documentary the whole time are called SwearNet, and
okay.
you just gotta watch
They
it.
just did like a movie.
Yeah, you need to watch Trailer Park Boys.
I mean, I've seen some.
Yeah, but all of it's
I know.
the first 5 seasons of
Fucking
gold.
Vinny.
Yeah, well,
Hey,
yeah,
Randy. Fuck you.
yeah, well, because that's all they do. Smokes, let's go. An unexpected person to thank for the film's existence is Tommy Chong, one half of the stoner comedy duo Cheech and Chong. Chong was serving a sentence in a California prison for selling drug paraphernalia over the internet, and he was cellmates with Jordan Belfort, who was serving a 22-month sentence for stock fraud. Belfort told Chong multiple stories from his days as a stockbroker, and it was upon Chong's encouragement that Belfort wrote his book, The Wolf of Wall Street, resulting in the film.
That's cool.
I know. Tommy fucking Chong.
Super weird.
Like, hey, man, you should, like, fucking write this thing, man.
That's the one. That's 70 Show, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The old guy who's the fucking
Yeah.
stoner? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
That would be kind of cool to be in prison. Not that. Well, prison
All
wouldn't be cool, but you know what I mean.
If you're in a famous people's prison like they were.
They don't have separate prisons, do they?
Dude was playing tennis at the end. You don't play tennis in prison.
Yeah. They were not good at tennis either. They sucked.
I noticed that, and I was kind of like,
And everybody was
I'm
in
all right
fucking
with it.
suits. All this.
mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
Totally. But anyways, like, I kind of like that because it made it real. You know,
Yeah,
like they were just trying.
Fucking terrible.
So here's that scene, just them on the tennis court is real. Everything around it was fake. That was a CGI shot as well.
God, they did good.
Obviously, the people walking around were real too.
obviously.
But all the set around it and everything was fake.
It's really good in this movie.
It's wild. It was. I think it was a video that I watched. It was like CGI that you didn't know was CGI, and it shows a lot of that movie. And I was like, oh goddamn. We haven't even talked about the fucking the Coast Guard scene
The Coast Guard scene?
where his fucking yacht
Oh.
flips over, which
Yeah.
really happened. Now they don't say why he needed to go where he was going in the book. He doesn't say that. So in the
Oh.
movie, they make it like her aunt dies or whatever, and he
Mhm.
needs to get to fucking wherever because he's got to sign something so he can get that money, right?
Yeah.
Because if it's under a different person's name and they die, you don't get it. You have to be the executor now.
So that was one of the 5% that was made up. Didn't you say something about like 95% of it was right?
No. So he's saying that while they were working in the business, 95% of what they did was legal.
So nothing about the movie.
5% was illegal.
How much of this movie do you think was exaggerated?
This is what I'm saying. Who knows in the book or the movie or whatnot that they made it better, or look, this is boring. We can't fucking do
Yeah.
this. Like, we got to have something here. Hey, it's based on a true story,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the one true story could be his name and everything's fake.
Yeah.
It's still based on a true story. You know what I mean? Or one little
Could you
thing happened.
imagine? The whole movie was just fucking dumb, like not even real.
There was a movie I watched one time. I can't remember what it was, but it was kind of like that, where it's like, well, this is based on a true story, and it was only the names and places. But I think it was done on purpose because all the other things are like, this is based on a true story, but only the names and places were changed,
Oh,
right?
and
To
they did
make it like,
backwards.
yeah. Fuck, what was that? I don't remember. Doesn't matter. Final decisions out of 10. What would we give this movie? 10 score, why? And
What
stuff.
was that?
And why? I said
10
and
out
why.
of 10 score. Why?
And why?
It was just weird
Oh, my
the
bad.
way you worded it. I'm gonna give it a solid like 7.5.
7.5.
7.5.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, kept me in there the entire time. Everybody was they were all great actors. There wasn't a scene that I was like, it doesn't need to be here.
True.
Because it was all entertaining. The only thing that brings it down, 3 fucking hours long.
Yeah. So I'm actually with you right there. Same score, 7.5. I'm going to read what I wrote here. While this movie is entertaining throughout and the runtime is warranted, it still drags a bit from it, and towards the end it loses steam. Hard to continue with it being a real-life retelling, and his demise has to come, but nevertheless, I was entertained. So basically what I'm saying is at the end, yeah, it has to lose steam,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like the movie suffers a little bit from that, you
It-
know?
Came to a screeching halt.
Right. But again, I get it. But as a movie, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Could have done something else.
A little more.
Could have kept going. So
Yeah.
whatever. I was still entertained with it. I was still enjoyed watching it. I would watch it again, just not anytime soon.
I'm gonna give it another 10 years.
Something like that, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or somebody who's just like, I've never seen Wolf of Wall Street. I was like, you got 3 hours?
We did this 10 years after it came out.
Look at us.
That's such a long time.
It really is.
But I remember it being in theaters.
Yeah, no, it doesn't seem like 10 years ago.
No.
God damn. Where's time going?
I don't know. Fuck it.
Speaking of time, thanks for listening to this episode of How Have You Not Seen This? We'll probably have a couple other ones coming out here, some big name movies that I haven't seen or Randy hasn't seen or whoever wants to be on the show that they haven't seen stuff. Thanks for listening again. Find us at The Decision Reel, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, not TikTok, TikTok.
Tic-tac.
You can see us there. On the YouTube, you can watch us. Have a good whatever you're doing. Bye.
Goodbye.